Hello everybody, welcome to this pretty unique deck video. I labeled it MonoBlue Aggro, although it wasn't easy to label this deck, as you have it's not Merfolk. You do have Svyelun of Sea and Sky, but you don't have any other Merfolk. It's not MonoBlue Control, so I labeled it MonoBlue Aggro, but it's definitely strange. It's a Miyatashi deck, and he's playing 4 Borrower, 4 Svyelun, and 4 Vendilion Clique, and 4 Subtlety to get the job done, as well as Faerie Conclave and all of the Storm Giants. A lot of free interaction in the form of Subtlety, Force of Negation, and then you have a 1 mana removal spell with Dismember. You have Chalice and Counterspell. Chalice is outstanding against many decks of the format like Blue-Red Murktide, Grixis Shadow, and then you have Spreading Seas and Tideshaper to kill the Urza Saga. The mana base has 4 Blast Zone. This deck has no 1-drop, so Blast Zone, very good at killing 1-drops there. And then you have some useful lands with Otawara as well. On the side you have a Licensed Hearse, which is very good right now in Modern, Torpor Orb, Ratchet Bomb, and some more graveyard hates with the relics. A couple of Hurkyl's Regal against the Affinity decks. So I'm doing this deck tech after, because only the first game actually had some problems on the stream with the audio. So I'm going to do a review of the first game, but you are going to see the whole league streamed live. So funnily enough, someone subscribed off stream. I had Streamlabs open and somebody subscribed. So I guess thank you, Pauses, for subscribing, even though I was literally off stream. I didn't even know I had Streamlabs opened. So that's why you saw my face looking like, what's going on here? Anyway, let's go back to the video here. Okay, so the hand is fine. I'm on the play. I got a turn 1 Faerie Conclave. And my opponent will be playing a land that I am very happy to see here. That is Urzatron. So, very good to see Urzatron into Expedition map that I decided to Force of Negation, as my plan was to Spreading Seas their land. I don't want them to fix their Tron with that. So yeah, so I Spreading Seas the power plant, draw land, which I needed. The Svyelun of Sea and Sky will be the best card in the deck by far. Just consistently drawing cards over and over, behaving like, you could say, a Dark Confident, but honestly, it's obviously stronger than that. It doesn't die to Bolt, it doesn't die to several removal spells in the format, and it's a 3/4. The Ward 1 and Indestructible won't really be very good, but that's good. Alright, you see now a second Urza's Mine. That obviously a big sign that my opponent isn't really doing very well against the Force of Negation and the Spreading Seas. And I'm just going to carry the game here. I am going to be playing with my Force of Negation, countering, I don't know if the opponent manages to do something. I even drew a Spreading Seas, another one, but I'm simply going Vendilion Clique in draw step now. My opponent cracks their relic, whatever. This deck doesn't care about graveyard. In draw step, powerful step, I'm going to be playing Vendilion Clique. Take a look at my opponent hand. Vendilion Clique, another pretty obsolete card, old card. You see 4 of, it's pretty weird, but you have Force and Subtlety to pitch it. My opponent has a 3rd Mine, Urgeen, Karn, and another Karn. I don't care about this Karn because, well, I'll just let him cast it. They get the Ensnaring Bridge, and then I simply Force of Negation or bounce the Ensnaring Bridge and just kill my opponent. So this is gonna be a pretty easy game. I still wanted to show it. I didn't just want to start with the game 2, because, you know, that would be, I don't even think I explained it very well in my stream, but yeah, so my opponent now casts Karn. I don't counter it because I have lethal with Brazen Borrower end of turn and exactly 11 damage with the Faerie Conclave. So this will be the game 1 going for us. I'm going to resume the video just with the just a regular stream. Thank you for watching, and thank you if you keep on watching. Have a good day. After a pretty easy, I want to say, game number 1, now I need to take into consideration sideboards. There's not really any other sideboard option. And while Chalice is bad with Tide Shaper, Dismember is also pretty bad in this matchup. So I think I'm gonna leave the Chalice, which is actually not the worst against Tron. Okay. Alright. This hand doesn't have any Spreading Seas or Tide Shaper, but ooh, opponent mulligans to 4. That's good. That's good. Forest, Ancient Stirrings, okay. Revealing Expedition Map, okay. This deck plays 4 Blast Zone, which is kind of weird. Okay. Game 1, I Force of Negation the map. I think it was a good play, but game 2, I couldn't do that. So opponent's already on 2/3 of Tron. Despite the mulligan to 4, this game I can't really disrupt their Tron, unfortunately. Okay, so I could go Svyelun and then Force or Subtlety, whatever they do. I think it's important that we get this going. This is the engine of the deck. You need this card to get going in order to just get you the card advantage you need. Okay, so Sylvan's card gets them Tron. So I'm going to force it with Subtlety, I think. Okay, second tower, good. Chalice, this card is good. This card is powerful. My opponent deck has a lot of 1-drop. Surely we do have Tide Shaper now in the deck, but it's very good, Chalice of the Void. But yeah, now we have Svyelun going, and Svyelun will basically it's gonna be our Ragavan. Buongiorno. Oblivion Stone. I could borrow this. I think it's better. They'll just recast the next turn. Okay. Spreading Seas. Spreading Seas will mean that my opponent is now cannot draw Tron off the top. But yeah, so Svyelun is clearly the best card in the deck. Oh wow, yeah, they would have drawn Tron. Okay, so we go Counterspell on Oblivion Stone. And we keep on beating down here. Opponent clearly has nothing in hand. Maybe it's a 1-drop and they have Chalice. I could go Vendilion Clique, but I'd rather let them draw a card. Sylvan's Scrying. So this gives them the... yeah, I think I'll counterspell that. Not sure if this was correct. Let's get this Svyelun going. This gets countered here, so I can't cast it. Obviously, you wish you don't find yourself in this spot, but I guess sometimes. Okay, do I want to Vendilion Clicking draw step? I think so, since I can always pitch Subtlety, so I'm gonna Vendilion Clique in draw step. Karn, Chromatic Star. I think I misclicked. Alright. I think I misclicked the Karn. I don't know if I don't think I would have wanted to counter it. Alright, they conceded. Cool. Opponent was cold indeed, ready to die, and they did die. Alright. Okay, we won the first match. All good, all good. I'm gonna try and go without microphone here. Sorry, without filters. Let's see. Try the... Hello, Boeminida. Have a good stream. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have I played against Goblin Mai yet? I haven't. Yeah, all the different monocolor deck. Yeah. You know it's a Miyashi deck when you see 4 Blast Zone, 4 Chalice of the Void. The Blast Zone was definitely strange. But, I don't know. Kills 1 drops for almost free. You're playing for Faerie Conclave, eh? That's strange. Okay, join the match. So we are up a game, up a match against Tron. Happy to see that. Does this person on that decking from stream? I don't know. I tagged them on Twitter. His Twitter thing is a person who thinks outside the box. Yeah. All these decks are... No, wow, this one doesn't have blast. I guess it's from May 29. It's not really keeping up with Twitter. Okay, that's good. Sure, I got a good hand here. Shinka. Relic. Shinka, your Relic. Okay. It has to be red black rock. Well, they play... I don't know if it has to be red black rock. Mountain. Sure. I don't mind about these. They're just 2 mana cyclers in this matchup. I'll play my own Kamigawa land. Nice, Svyelun, always happy to see it. And then I'll Spreading Seas on a Shinka. Okay, and I pass. I'm gonna ask the classic question: do you hear any background noise? Because now it's not my air conditioner, which I shut off. It's the construction from the outside. It's never-ending noise. Okay, Special Cave Striker Rich. Sure. I plan on playing a combo deck. Maybe they play a combo deck. I think I'm gonna go Vendilion Clique. It's 3 cards. They don't crack the zone. Sorry, they don't crack the relic. Oh, you think it's Blood Moon? Could be. Bone Crusher. I think I'm gonna remove the Bone Crusher. Yeah, Bone Crusher is a nice 2-for-1 this match. Oh, they have a Bosch. I didn't even notice. A Belcher. They have a Bosch. Ray Pierce. They didn't play Bone Crusher. Weird. Anagas Svyelun shouldn't be able to kill it. No companions for us. It exiled their own Striker Rich. Yeah, a couple of monocolor weird decks. Opponent is also playing a Miasha build? Yeah, it could be. Alright, what's that? 4 mana, March of the Reckless Joy. As an additional cost, you may exile. Okay. Exile the top X cards of your library, you may play up to 2. So this is like reveal 3, you can cast 2 of these. I'm going to force it. I have my Svyelun that keeps me going. I think it's fine if I force my opponent game plan. Of course, I have to hope this Svyelun survives, but my opponent playing mono red, you can't really deal with this. And now this Svyelun is going to keep us going. Drawing 2 cards per turn, so on and so forth. Technically crack the zone and kill the relic. I don't think it's a bad play. I would be basically trading a zone for a card, since my opponent is gonna crack the relic to draw a card. Gemstone Cavern. Yeah, completely play Gemstone Cavern. Okay, Bone Crusher, doesn't matter. And then 2 Bone Crushers. Okay. That's fine. End of turn, I'm gonna lose 6 life to play Dismember. I'm gonna lose 6 life because 4 from Dismember and 2 from Bone Crusher. Alright. Then I'm going to... I could give... no, untap Legendary. Okay, then. Let's lose 6 more life. Oh, 0. You watch a lot of my YouTube video? Nice. Thank you. This one's so powerful in this deck. Okay, so far I pass. Opponent has no cards in hand, so as long as we handle their next play, we're gonna be fine here. Season Pyromancer, perfect. I'll go ahead and subtlety that. Casting Subtlety, of course, it's a good play. Good, I feel good, thank you for asking. Okay, so they level up. No, what did I do? Oh, they got back a Bosch, okay. So they have a Bosch in their hand. Sure. Perfect draw. Another Subtlety will definitely look up this game. I mean, when you draw 2 cards per turn, it's easier to draw the lock pieces. It's funny that my mana base is somehow suffers Blood Moon. Like, how many islands I have? Only 9 islands, so. Okay, so I'm playing against a mono red deck with, I don't know, Chalice of the Void. So I've seen, I think Chalice of the Void isn't good in this matchup. Maybe I just want to be more threat dense and I'm bringing in the Tide Shapers. Yeah. Why am I playing this deck? I am a content creator, so I like to create all type of content, not just the tier 1 deck that win here and there. Sometimes playing decks that intrigue me could be an interesting thing. Buongiorno, Gira. You want to play any fetch land? No, fetch land is not good in monocolor deck. You want the Relic? Yeah, I could see bringing a Relic. Although I think all the cards that I have here are fine. Maybe we can take out Spreading Seas, but the opponent maybe plays some useful lands. Not sure. What did I beat round 1? Mono Green Tron. Mono Green Tron was actually a very easy match. They're mulligan into 6. Is this deck expensive in real? Every deck is. Every deck has 45 rares and mythics. Okay, Ragavan. I'm gonna wait the begin combat of their turn to kill it with a Dismember, which is the reason why you play Dismember. Why are fetch not good in a monocolor deck? Because you're spending life to do nothing, so you're just giving up life total for no reasons. You should just play basics. Plus basics give you a better shot at beating Blood Moon. Okay, I have another Ragavan. Unfortunately, I don't have another Dismember. I do have a Brazen Borrower, which can, yeah, just give me enough time. I don't want a Subtlety. It makes no sense to Subtlety. How does this ability interact with Chalice of the Void? They are simple cards. Imaging them a split card. So this is a 2 mana card. That's it. On the stack, look, perfect example. It's a 2 mana card. Season Pyromancer is another powerful spell here. I think I'm going to let them have it. I mean, I could technically Subtlety the. Where is that plan? I don't think this plan is bringing me anywhere. I'm just gonna let this resolve. Subtlety, remember, puts it on top of the deck. They just do it again next turn. Got in Magus of the Moon and March of Reckless Joy. So they still have Ragavan in end. I think there's no reason for me to cast this Borrower since it doesn't block anything. Oh, there it is. That's the card that I need to draw last turn. I Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose this game. Okay, they dash for Agavan. I think I'm gonna let him have it. Again, hopefully they flip like a double blue card or, you know, a land. And it's just 2 damage, make a treasure. Yeah. I'm on 10 already though. This Dismember brought me. Ooh, Den of the Bugbear. Wish I could move the spreading season. Yeah, no, not gonna win this game. I'll keep on playing. I mean, Svyelun is very powerful. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, again, you are in the spreading seat. What's happening? Fury, you. Okay. They left the card on top, of course. What did I pitch? I pitched Force of Negation. Okay. Can actually attack now. My opponent triple block though. If the triple block is bad. I just cast Tide Shaper and they also cast this land. If they somehow don't cast the Fury, I'll play Brazen Borrower. If they cast the Fury, of course I have to play counters. Which Force of Negation. There's 2 cards in it, one of which is a Ragavan. So we're token attack, the Fury on top of it. Okay. I'm finding trading Svyelun for. Oh wow, if I played a Merfolk, this would have gotten. Oh, I missed that. That was a mistake. Alright. Okay, so now Svyelun is indestructible. 1 turn too late, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, so hard to get Svyelun indestructible. We got it. Okay, next turn, next turn I'll attack. This turn I can cast Borrower from here. Also, might just call randomly color screwed my opponent. No, never mind. They have Sokanza, which is another mountain, so they have 2 mountains. 2 cards in it, one of which is a Ragavan. Which of course is nothing right now. Next turn I'm gonna start attacking with Svyelun and draw cards. They can chump and make 2 tokens. But... Okay, actually not in the worst of the shapes here. They return a Bosch, sure. And they play Ragavan, sure. Okay. Alright, let's go, Borrower. Let's go, Borrower. On top, draw. Dismember. Not bad. Okay, let's attack with Svyelun and Flyer. Draw a card. This is indestructible. Faerie Conclave is not a flyer. Ooh, it already through. Okay. I'll pass. I certainly don't want to let my Tide Shaper die. I think I have to just dismember the Obosh. We'll see him, by the way. I have another Spyro. Okay. Okay, so the discard of Bosch and March. Sure. And they go to combat. I want to dismember the Ragavan. Ooh, would I attack with all? I think I'm gonna dismember the Ragavan, right? Go to 4. Draw. Okay, opponent is on 14. I want to attack with Svyelun. The problem is if I attack with Svyelun and brick, it's a big problem. I guess I have the Faerie Conclave. Alright. Let's send it. I think I need to just draw something. Something. Very strong. Very strong draw. They don't block again. Opponent's on 8th. Next turn they die to my Borrower and 2 Faerie Conclave. Let's go. Let's win this very unexpected game. I can even... We'll see, we'll see. What do cards do? Okay, they tap 1 red for a Blood Moon. Okay. Sure. This is a mountain now. And they pitch Fury, and the cast Fury pitch Flame Slash. I think I lost. I lost. That was very precise cards to kill me. Because if it was without Fury, the Tide Shaper would be... Sorry, without Blood Moon, Tide Shaper would be... No, never mind, they still die. Yeah, no, I'm dead. Alright, GG. We almost did that, though. We almost did that, though. I only need 1 more life. If I had 1 more life, I think I could have won. 1 more life, I could have won. No, GG. Alright. Good game. Game 3, I'm on to play against Grindcore. Let's see, Grindcore. I think it's all good. Let's go. You do want to dismember the Ragavan. Well, if I don't do that, I take 2 damage, and then the Ragavan attacks me again next turn. You have to play first, yes. Sure, I got my best card. Right here, Rich. Okay. I would be happy if my opponent plays a 3-drop next turn that I can counter. Hello, ban of some trades. Welcome. Couldn't bounce a token and block. A Brazen Borrower doesn't block. Has that little problem. Doesn't block very well. I draw land untapped, please. Next. Feel like Land, please. Land. Die. Tilt. This is to me, this looks like the classic deck that the mana base would improve if you just remove all the non-basic lands and just play mono islands. Alright, what do I pitch? I'm gonna try and pitch Vendilion Clique. They might kill one Svyelun and I play a new one. I certainly don't want to let this pillage resolve. Obviously, if I let it resolve, I would have been fine. But if I don't draw land, it's a disaster. Okay, so let's hope they don't do anything too bad this turn. Fury obviously would be... Ooh, Flame Slash. Dead. They return a Bosch. Well, the reason why I kept a second Svyelun is exactly that. They have 4 cards. I'm hoping that they don't have ways to kill it. Not it. Alright, that's bad. Yep, that's a Pre-Piercer. And I'm immediately going to dismember it. 1 mana, -5/-5. Pretty powerful. Okay. Well, they have 2 Blast Zone. I guess they'll fire them off. What do I think about Commander set impacting Legacy and Vintage? No strong thoughts about that. There are some things I really don't mind. That's one of them. Okay, March. A reveal? No, what did you reveal? Yeah, Pillage, Blood Moon, and Den of the Bugbear. Okay. You can cast 2 of these. Okay, so you play the lane. Bone Crusher. Yep. Unfortunately, the Subtlety can't bounce Bone Crusher. I can play Pillage. They do have to play Subtlety, unfortunately. Oh wow. Fire off a Den of the Bugbear? They didn't expect that. Okay. There's so many options, and this is what you decided to do. That's weird. Why not decide to just block the Goblin? Oh wow, you have a Bolt? Maybe Chalice on 1 wouldn't be that bad. That Bolt, Flame Slash. What's the matchup against 4 Color? I have no idea. I played 2 match. And this deck is obviously, like, not very good, so I'm assuming it's gonna lose to 4 Color. Like, I don't know. It's hard to always, have the answer for every question. It's a deck. It's a deck that's probably bad. So, in the format where the best decks exist. All right, block again. I wish my creature land was as powerful as my opponent's. Yeah, no, it's fine. Maybe it's not over yet. I don't know. I don't want more Dismember. Okay, match didn't go well. Actually, we might have won 2-0 if I attacked with Svyelun at the right time, game 2. This game wasn't even close. We need to draw more Svyelun. Can I share my opinion on the Legacy tournament in Bologna and the current Legacy meta? I loved it. I loved it. It was great. I played my MonoBlue deck, and nobody stood a chance. MonoBlue won yesterday as well, the Legacy Challenge. Maybe it's the best deck in the format. I don't know. It's also super fun to play. I'm gonna play the deck again at the next 4 seasons. The next 4 seasons is the 10th of September. Yeah, MonoBlue Turtle. Yep. I could have saved Tide Shaper from Fury by bouncing Blood Moon. Blood Fury deals 2 damage to both of my Tide Shaper. I bounce Blood Moon, the Tide Shaper at 2/2. I just like going to like I don't want to read messages like this anymore. Like obviously I don't mind whenever chat says things. It's just this is okay. This could be Neoform. How do I feel about Tireless Tracker in Soul's Jund list? I don't think they're very good. I don't think they're very good. I don't mind Liliana of the Veil. I think it's a good card. Are there deck lists for Legacy Challenge? Usually they arrive the first day, yes. Sorry, the first day after, so should be either tonight, probably. Okay, they revealed the Zuran Orb. Yeah, that's Neoform. That's Neoform 100%. So I'm gonna hold up Counterspell and hopefully win the game. Oh, the second Otawara, perfect. They pass? Can I draw a land that's not Otawara? Thank you. Thank you. I think we played against the literally 2 best matchup of the deck. Neoform and Mono Greentron. Wait, Endurance? Not Neoform. Gemstone 9 Endurance. What does Neoform do in Modern? That's actually a good question. I guess eventually they'll cast Griselbrand, draw a couple of cards, and kill me with Tassa's Oracle. Alright, end of turn I'm gonna play Vendilion Clique. Yeah, it's Neoform. I don't know, I guess I'll This hand isn't so this is nothing. This hand does nothing. Such a bad hand. Alright, we got our Delver of Secrets, and I'm gonna attack with it with a bunch of counters back. Not that my opponent did anything remotely close to try to win the game, but we did win the game. Okay. Now, I don't think that deck cares about the graveyard at all. A Torpor Orb also doesn't do anything. I think my Sabre does nothing. Dismember is not bad. They might just cast the thing and pass. Torpor Orb stops their endurance. They need to combo. Wait, really? They need endurance to combo? Really? Why? I'm curious now. Alright, I'm just gonna ship it back. But I am curious. They use endurance to stack their deck exactly? Alright. Oh, yeah, that seems... Okay. I got Subtlety, that's basically another Force of Will. Oh, yeah, it's true. Tassa's Oracle. The Orb stops Tassa's Oracle. Yeah. I think they win the game with the card that gives +1/+1 equal to the life that you gained. Fortifying the rot. But anyway, we got 4 Subtlety, 4 4s. We should be good as long as I open the game with one of these. Minimals to 5. How good is Ledger Shredder in Modern? It goes in few decks. It's a great addition to Modern. For sure. Okay, they pass without making a land drop. Wrong. Chalice. I'm gonna put it on 1. Torpor Orb in a deck with Vendilion Clique and Subtlety. Well, you in theory sided in against elementals, and the deck screws them more than you do. Do I Chalice? Do I even Chalice on 1? Nah, I'm gonna hold up Counterspell. Victory! Great win for Nyori Grande. The better player won. The better player won. This was a great game of Magic that showed the power of this deck. What did we lost against? Mono Red Obosh. But that was close, actually. We could have won that game. Imagine if we were 3-0 with this deck. So, whenever I see interesting decks, I save them all. And Neoform, there's this person that plays Neoform a lot. Name is Ari Zax. He went 5-0. No, 4-1, losing to Living End. So this is the deck. Of course, they try to cast Alloza Rider and evolve it with Evolution and Neoform into Grace of Brand. Then what you do is draw, you gain life, and then I guess, what's the purpose of the Soaring Orb? Oh, I just gain life to draw more cards. But I don't get, how do they get mana? I don't understand, how do they get mana to cast Exterflux Reservoir? Do they just need 4 lands? Oh, they have Mox Ember. Mox Ember Legend, rule itself, you get to 7 cards in your graveyard. And then, but how do you... How do you gain life to loop? Oh, boy, yeah, I missed the cue, sorry. How do you gain life to loop? Oh, well, you run out of cards eventually. Oh, no, you don't run out of shoals. What does it Flux Reservoir exactly do? Does it check the old spells as well? Whenever you cast a spell, you know, life for excel, you can. Oh, I understand. But congrats to that person who went 4-1 with that deck. Definitely an achievement. Would you like to play first? Yes. What's my opinion on the deck I'm playing? The opinion is I'm very grateful to be at 2-1. Alright, I'm gonna keep. You started with Magic with Ice Age. That's cool. What's the use there? Well, in that deck, the use is to sacrifice your lands to gain life, so you can draw more cards with Grizzly Brand. So that's not exactly the original use of Zeranorb. Sometimes you see Zeranorb in Modern paired with Titania to make a lot of 5-3. You have to exile the shoal. What? In theory, you have like a lot of 7 drops, so you keep on drawing 7. Opponent wrote VEEDEO and then is Africa for 1 minute. What are the chances that I'm getting a new viewer soon? Hopefully I get many new viewers. Always more viewers for Mango, please. This weekend I played, because I was forced to stay home. This weekend I played a lot of Invents Untapped. What are the chances as my Chalice gets spell pierced? Probably pretty high. I played a lot of challenges this weekend at home. And see the game? Ads win. Best deck? MonoBlue best deck? MonoBlue best deck, chat? Must be. I'm getting an email that my airport started the boarding for my flight that I'm supposed to take right now, but I can't take. Right, emote. Can't be Murktide, they have Companion Giganta. Yeah, that's... What's that? Is that Shadow? I'm gonna bring in the first. What do I take out? Force of Negation is bad against that Shadow. Oh, Ratchet Bomb. What's our companion? Giganta. Yeah, lots of paid actors today. Anyway, I was saying how yesterday I played a lot of challenges, yesterday and the day before, on Magic Online. It was weird. Weird feeling. Definitely a lot of respect for the people that do that every weekend. Especially the one that they stream. A lot of respect for the Canister, the Mike Tutors, Yellow Hat, Iron Spike. No, I don't play the play in MTGO thing because I had the hope that I would be busy next weekend, assuming I would be able to leave. This deck is missing Vidaken Shackles. Yeah, Vidaken Shackles would actually be a reason to cut all these random lands and play billion basic islands. That would be nice. Right, I mean, previously, the 2 Chalice of the Void won me the game, so. Nice, Svyelun. Although my opponent plays black, that can simply Faerie pushed it. Why don't we see Boyle played in Modern? Because it's not a good card? Buongiorno Publio. You see sometimes played in one of Enjand or Red Black. Okay, Grixis has what? Cooligan's Command to do with Chalice? Our brain. Let's play Chalice. They can't even drown in the lock this. So that I can just I don't know. Nothing. There. Drown in the lock is not very good when the opponent doesn't play fetches. A Ledger Shredder, Mishra's Bubble. Why is it that called MonoBlue Aggro and not Merfolk? There's 4 Merfolks. Alright, Svyelun, you carry, okay? Ooh, Spreading Seas. Do I wanna shut off a black land? Nah, I'd probably just fetch the missing land. I'll ask again, do you hear any noise in the background while I talk? Is there some construction from the outside? So okay, no Fatal Push available for them. Okay, let's get this going. Svyelun of Sea and Sky. The Sea and the Sky, what a card. My voice is echoey. Do I want to go Vendilion Clique in draw step? I can't just Vendilion Clique now. The construction side, well, now it's kind of still. I can try and see one thing. Closing all the windows should help. Anyway, I was thinking about going Vendilion Clique now, so that if my opponent plays a spell for it, they won't be able to double spell. Ooh, that's a lot of 1-drops. I think I'm gonna let the hand as it is, as this hand does literally nothing. A pretty impressive hand if you tell me. Plus the Storm. And didn't click, just checking the hand, see if it's all good. Those 2 are legends, so the Otawara only cost 2 mana. Very cheap. Okay, let's begin by attacking with Svyelun and nothing. I'll just draw a card. Okay, I couldn't bounce the Ledger Shredder, but then my opponent can replay it and play a 1-drop to loot. I don't want that to happen. Chalice on 2, you want to do. You want to play Chalice or the Void on 2. Why? I think I'd rather play Spreadings. Chalice on 2 wins the game. Well, when you put it like that, I want to win the game. Why would Chalice on 2 win the game? You mean because they can't cast any more spells? So they have what? Call Against Command, maybe not Engineered Explosives. But if I shut off the Expressive Iteration, they won't be able to find those cards. Plus, I can then bounce the Ledger Shredder and they can't recast. Okay. Hello, XCLT. Thank you for watching. Okay, so a couple of Chalices in play. Opponent withdrawing the lock. In end. This game is locked. Well, they can go Engineered Explosives, kills my Chalice, and then play all the cards. Wouldn't say it's locked. Okay, so they discard 2 cards in order to loot with the Shredders, which is fair. Discarded Spell Pierce. And Flusterstorm is actually a live card. Nice, they discarded Iteration. Because the copy costs 0 mana, although I don't really have any spell. Probably Call Against Command, yeah. Now to play around my Otawara by attacking. Okay, I can go. I can activate Faerie Conclave actually. And attack for 8. Draw a card. Subtlety, not bad. And then I pass, and when I want, I can play this Otawara for 2 mana only because I have 2 legends in play. Are they casting a bunch of 1-drops again? Ragavan. Okay. I think now I want to. No, it's fine. Yeah, sure, you loot. I'll let you loot. I don't think it's a big deal. You wanna name the Faerie Conclave? Yeah, not a very common land, huh? Looks like House of the Void has done a good work in this match. We're going to be 3-1 gamers. Huh? How does that feel? 3-1 gamers. So 3-2 is locked up. Alright, so they go explosives. But I want to say that it's a little too late now. That's still fine to me. So we got our entry feedback already. That's pretty exciting. Okay, so end of turn. Bounce the Shredder. Nothing you can do about that. Opponent can't fluster, can't drown it. I guess you can drown yourself. Alright, 3 for the finals. Yeah, lost to Monterey Bosch, which could have been a close game. Sorry, what's a close game? What's a close game? Almost got there. Good morning. Okay, let's go. Pretty PPZ. PPZ. When is playing 80 cards? think this could be... It's 3 a.m.? Yeah, it's 3 a.m. in the universal time zone. The one and only. The American time zone. Why did they even bother rotating the sun in the earth? It should have just been stopping the sun there. Okay, I'm gonna keep this in. It has lands and it has spells. That's a good combination of things to have. I'm gonna bottom Oboro, which is pretty random. It's only 1 a.m. on the best coast. The best coast. The best coast. What's the name? Kevlar Man. It's the Adriatic coast. The one where my lovely town is on. That's the best coast. Hannibal says Tyrrhenian coast. No, Adriatic. Best beach. Facciamo all of the Storm Giants. Go ahead. West Coast, that's what I meant. I know, I'm joking. I know they meant West Coast, in the one and only country in the world. Okay. I wish they played a land that I could actually spreading seas, but they didn't. The sun rotates around the earth? Yes, it does. No, I said it wrong, I'm sorry. Isn't it better mutable than the fairy land? Well, you have a lot of blue cards, so you want double blue. Opponent does nothing, I respect that. I respect that. I'm gonna also do nothing. I'm gonna play flashy this game. Fairy than this line. Ice Fang 4, madonna mia, this card is so good against me. But I don't think I can counter it. Right? I don't think I can counter it. I mean, maybe, but... I kinda wanna just scoop, honestly. I just wanna retire with my 3-2. Ren and Pix. You brewed your morning coffee and came here. Yeah, we're playing MonoBlue. I know it's very strange. But, no, I think it's fun to play against 4-color and lose. At the end of the day, if you brew in any format, you know there's gonna be a best deck in the format that will beat you. I played enough Vivian. Actually, I didn't have any plans on what to play next. My Popper challenge last night finished very late. At 2 a.m. I didn't really have time to prepare. I mean, obviously I did have time. I've been doing nothing, but I don't know. We'll see about what deck I'm gonna play next. When 4-color plays Bubble. There's some lists that play Bubble and Traverse the Old involved, but they're all basically the same. And we could play Red Green Titan Shift. That deck won the Mox yesterday. Yeah. Nice, Mir. You had the same idea. Stick to MonoBlue and natural lands. Standard Esperone. No, I don't think I'll play Magic Arena anymore. It's been good until it lasted. Has it ever been good? Yes, when I was winning a lot of money, it was good, yes. Okay, thankfully my opponent, Ice Fanquato, isn't that touchy. No longer contractually obligated to play Arena. It's not like that. I was never contractually obligated to play Arena. It's just that in my mind, I thought that streaming doesn't really work if you don't play Arena. But Aspiring Spike proved me wrong. He opened my mind, showing that you can be super successful in the streamer and YouTube world without playing Arena. So definitely thanks to him for making me play Arena. Sorry, for making me just stick to Magic Online, which is how I prefer to play Magic. I love to play older formats. Also, I love to, I guess, play for something that isn't necessarily games. I'm not sure. Oh, we're actually winning this game. Eh? My opponent got nothing. I might be actually winning this game. Pretty sick if it happens. Pretty sick if it happens. Keep up. I think I'm gonna keep up Borrower to bounce Yori in there. You hate that Arena is non-paper formats. Why though? It's fine. Arena isn't paper. They should have formats. Like they shouldn't really care at all about paper. No, my creature died. I mean, obviously, you say we love you for playing all the formats. Yeah, the people that are here do, but I, of course, got know, way less viewers and stuff like that. But overall, I'm happy. I'm happy with this. I don't mind it. The problem with MTGO is the graphic. I understand. I understand it, and obviously that's the reason why not that many people watch it. But at the same time, I I don't mind its graphic. I play this game since I don't know 2010, 2012, so I don't mind this graphic. And it's too expensive to start with. Super expensive. Magic Online is super expensive. No one will ever deny that. Huge barrier of entry. Not just the money. It's also like super hard to learn. So many clicks and things like that. It's cheaper than paper. Well, but at least in paper you have things. On Magic Online you have nothing. You can't compare a game to a paper game. Paper, it's things in hand. I don't know, it's like it's so different. Like owning a card in paper is just so nice. Owning a card in Magic Online, I don't know, it doesn't give me any different feeling. I'm just happy that I can cast it. You can play Arena for free. Yes, of course, that is the most important thing, playing Arena for free. I think your question doesn't make any sense, Oruk. I mean, Magic Online has been around for 20 years and it will always be around. People that don't own the cards say that Magic should make so that you don't buy the cards anymore, but that's a system that has worked and clearly works for Wizards since they keep on making the cards. And the Geo cards are pretty much NFT. Yes, 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 exactly. Renin ticks. No, my borrower dies. You can buy Pauper. Yeah, Pauper is cheap, but then you would only play Pauper. I mean, I love Pauper. It's just that Magic is great because of all the form. Okay. Arena is great for poor people. Yeah, I mean nobody said the contrary. Nobody ever said the contrary. Arena is free to play. That's why it has so many players. I draw land and win the game here. Huh? Magic is a luxury hobby. Yeah, for sure. Okay, if I draw land, I can win the game. Wow. Chat, we just beat 4 color. Can you believe it? We beat 4 color. I don't even know how this game happened because I was talking about the classic talk. You're making my Legacy 8 cast deck. That's good. I took out the Mox Amber. Yeah, for the Shadow Spear. If you have CFB Pro, I posted the Cyber Guide there. Is the Imaging beating 4 color? Imagine beating for okay. Now that we actually took one game from them, I'm going to swap the Touch Shaper for the Torpor Orbs. Do I want to take out Spreading Seas? It doesn't seem very good. The Borrower doesn't seem very good. I mean, the whole deck seems to hold so much to run into. Makes no sense. There's 4 color more than me. Yeah. I mean, rental services, it's fine. You can use rental service, of course, but your rental service is like $50 or $60 per month. So saying that, oh yeah, Magical Line is fine because you pay $50 or $60 per month to be able to compete, and you can't even rent all the cards. So the person that make that argument make no sense to me. Like Magic Online is super expensive, and that's it. And if you don't want to spend a million euro on rental services, you just play Arena, and that's fine. And I'm not arguing against that. So, as somebody paid out, Magic is a luxury hobby, and in paper you can proxy and play with your friends, but online I don't know, just yeah, you can't play. Were I talking to you? No, I don't think I was talking to anyone in particular. Anyway, let me take out some cards that. I guess this I can take out one. Dismember is not bad. Maybe Spreading Seas I can take. That shape, or at least it's a threat. Yeah, I could have brought in the hearse and take out all the Spreading Seas for sure. Chalice on 2? Yeah, you don't bring in Chalice. I mean, not that Torpor Orb is. I don't know. Obviously, we have to hope that my opponent does something wrong, like in the previous game, like they just flood out terribly. The Magic Online versus Arena argument has been there forever. Yeah, I know. I just started. It's not like as bad as the argument that people want cards to be banned, so I don't mind keeping it going. Yeah, I'm glad that Arena exists for sure. Not for me, but I'm glad it exists. Okay. Uh, do I want to go Torpor Orb? Yeah. Okay, no collateral. There are cheap options. Yes, yes, yes. You can play social game for cheaper options on Magic Online too, of course. Although, what I say is, if you play Magic Online, you're a competitive player. Because, you know, it's a highly competitive platform, I think. Magic Online. Alright. We have the combo Torpor Orb Vendilion Clique. I'm gonna play Zamaru and pass the turn. You only need to click. Well, click. What do you want to Vendilion Clique? I'm happy with my Zamaru. Hound of Conduct. Okay, let's attack the fairy. Let's see. Oh, that can actually go Endurance. Well, I have Otawara if to go Endurance. Funnily enough. That's funny. Despite there's a Teferi, I can actually play things on the stack. Click is not working with Orb, but I know. But Orb stops Omnath from drawing a card, Solitude from killing a thing, Fury from killing things. Of course, Omnath is still powerful because it gains life and blah blah blah. Yeah, the power of Otawara. Yeah, I've done this at Legacy as well, putting it to Teferi, and I still Otawara in combat. You want a volcanic island? Nice. Okay, so they have the Endurance. Then if they have Endurance, I don't think I want to attack. It's a little bit too bad if they have Counterspell. Oh wow, they don't do anything. End of turn I'll play Vendilion. Maybe they Prismatic Ending my Torpor Orb and then I can play Vendilion, so I'm gonna wait end of turn. It stops them from dying to evoke, right? Yes, the dying evoke trigger doesn't work. But that doesn't matter. Then they would be spending 2 cards for 1 to keep 1. Okay, so I play my bird with no value, just 3 mana, 3/1 fly. It's like a Brazen Borrower. Wow, you counter it. Okay, no, yeah, sure. But I don't think now they have a counter. They don't have Counterspell active now. So I'm going to attack with Tide Shaper. They play Endurance and they go Dismember. Actually, I don't know. Oh, yeah. This comes into play, and then I Dismember it. You believe if we beat 4 color to 0? That's impossible. Izamaru beat. Yeah, we're doing Izamaru beat down, and then we're gonna play 3 mana 3/1 flyer, no abilities to follow up. That's very good. Okay. Well, everything is possible. Yeah. Impossible is nothing, as Nike advertisement says. Hashtag sponsored by Nike. It'd be nice. Being sponsored by cool things, it's really the best thing you can dream of. Like the sponsor of Ultimate Guard, you know. You're just they give you all the deck boxes and sleeves. And all you have to do is, you know, advertise their product, which is already great. Honestly, just being sponsored by cool stuff, like by good things, is really really just the best thing you can. Adidas. No, we're Nike. Actually, I do have a lot of Adidas shoes. E va bene, ma Isamaru died. Rip Isamaru. You want audio deck box with ultimate guards? Nice. Ultimate guard. You play Omnat? Ran and Ticks? I Adidas shoes are better than Nike shoes? Okay, okay. Flip and Tray? Yeah. Flip and Tray stall, but good. Alright, I can go Vendilion Clique. Oh, you go Counterspell? You're up. You're gonna attack face. No, I'm gonna attack face. No, ma come cazzo ho tappato? No, chat, I can't play Borrower. Yeah, I'm gonna attack face. I'm gonna ignore Ren. I'm gonna just, yeah, do this and rock hard. Leaving up a blast. No, it's okay. You like Sidewinders? Yeah. Yeah, I use the Sidewinders a lot. This one. Keep the... I keep the commander here, though, in the flipping tray. My Prosh commander. Prosh. Cielo di Care. With all the kobolds token. Alright. What did I do? What did you do? Oh, you just cycled a land, okay. I pass. I don't want to tap with my Faerie Conclave. I'll just go for double Borrower end of turn. And then hopefully one sticks, plus the 7 of all of the Storm Giants. That's 10. There's my cube of commander cards. Yeah, plenty. Commander cards are magic cards, so they go into the cube. Archive? Yeah. I have to hope they don't go for Coatto. What's that, Solitude? La solitudine. I think I want to bounce it. I don't want to make my opponent gain 3 life there. I don't really know how this game is going. How is this game continuing to play? My opponent should bury me, should play an Omnath and close this game, or I don't know, Adam recall for Omnath. Instead, they just do nothing, cycle their Triumph, get it back with Ren and Ticks. Oh, there it is. Everyone's favorite card, Omna Locus of Creation. Game 4 life. I do bad. I mean, this matchup seems like, I don't know, 10%. I don't know how it's possible that I am so alive. First would have been good. Sure, yeah, hers would have been good. Yep, I'm gonna bring it in for game 3. Okay, here's my borrower. Opponent can gain a lot more life. Okay, that's 10 damage. What I'm gonna do this game is activating my Hall of the Storm Giants. Actually, they can evoke Solitude and double block my Hall here. If you evoke Solitude because of Torpor Orb, it stays in play. You wanted me to bounce Omnath. They can take 10 if they want. Or double block. I mean, obviously, if they double block, that means they have, what, another Omnath? They still have to use Yorion, but of course Yorion doesn't work, the blink effect. Yeah, they go Solitude, Pitching, Supreme Verdict. And then they can double block the Hall. Yep. And they can ping the Vren. Unfortunately, I didn't draw more Hall. They cycled Triumph. Kill my Brazen Borrower. With Ren. Prismatic ending the Torpor Orb, okay. So the Prismatic ended the Torpor Orb. They finally found the card that kills the orb. But I have my matchups being pretty random. Mono Green Tron, Neoform, Grixis Shadow, and Mono Red Obosh. Okay, wow, opponent returns a land. Doesn't kill my Borrower. And they have 2 cards in it. That. Renin 6 is on 7. You don't see it now, but it's on 7. Fury. Okay. Fury butta male, Fury. Butta male. They get an emblem, they only have 1 card in hand. But I don't, I mean... I think you counterspell for that. I guess I can kill the Ren with Zone. Maybe my out, I think it's to draw Hall of the Storm Giants. If I draw Hall of the Storm Giants, I can block the Fury with it. But of course it has to happen next turn. That's my out, I think. Hmm. I return Yorion, I'm assuming. Let's see if they cast it. They don't. Ooh. So I kill the Ren this way. Then I pass. They put me to 4. I can't bounce the Fury because then the Urine resolves. Then I have to counterspell the I'm actually alive here. Of course, anything my opponent draws will make me lose, but I'm still alive here. So now I counter the Yorion. Okay. They have 4 cards. Well, they have 4 lands, they survive. Torpor Orb. No, I can't, because I have to bounce the Fury and then Subtlety the Fury in second phase. Okay, they bounce the Fury. Traverse the Ulvenvold. Oh no. Yeah, I should have definitely brought in the unlicensed Hearse. That's a big mistake that I did. The Hearse is good against the Hearse is good against a lot of things. They can still cast Fury now. Okay, I am not giving up yet. I can counter the Omnath, jump block the Fury. Then if I top deck... Svyelun also trades with Fury. Okay, it's officially over. Game 3. Game 3. Let's take out the Spreading Season. No, Torpor Orb is good. Let's take out the Spreading Season for the Hearse. What about the Relics? Do I want Relics? Are they better than Izamaru? Relic might be. Did I take out some Force of Negations? Yeah, I think Izamaru is better. I'll take out a couple of Force of Negation. Yeah, classic chat. Yeah, every card in the sideboard is good. I'm gonna bring it all in and don't take any card. Okay, keep. Let's go. Oh, Faerie Conclave. Nobody can stop us. Play the Hearse. You almost missed the entire league. You came right in for the last game in faction. Alright, Lufthansa is sending me messages. My flight is delayed. It better be delayed of, I don't know, 3 days. Okay, we got our Svyelun of the sea and the sky. Let's go. Where am I going? Nowhere, as you can see. Still here. I was supposed to leave today for Berlin, but I unfortunately caught COVID last week, so I'm not going anywhere. But that means I'm gonna stream consistently from home. Conclave is 23 years old. Looks like that. It does look like that. Hey, is that a Teferi? That's a Teferi, it's fine. Faerie, okay. Supposed to be my work yearly summer party? Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. The week after this, I'll go to Malmo in Sweden. So that I'll be recovered for that one. I'm gonna go land Isamaru, Svyelun, Ryu a licensed Hers, and attack to fear. Went to Malmo, yes. On Friday, I'll be playing the charity old school event, and then on Saturday and Sunday, I will be doing the commentary of the modern 10K. Yeah. Opponent passes. Are we actually winning this game? Is it really happening? I think I'm only attacking with Svyelun. I'm afraid of Endurance. Nice. Where is the 10 modern K located? Malmo, Sweden, on the border with Denmark. I'm actually flying to Copenhagen and then going to Sweden. Will the 10K be on Twitch? Yes, I'll be doing the commentary. Me, Simon Nielsen, and Echo Baronen are in the commentary. Okay, they play Endurance. That's fine. I don't care about Subtlety though. Ooh, I should have targeted the land. My bad. I didn't think that Endurance would put them on the. I passed. They can bolt my Svyelun. That's okay. I have another one. Got a backup. When is the event? 1st, 3rd July. So very, very, very soon. Next, in 2 weeks from now. Expressive iteration. Okay. So it might seem like I'm wasting my timing. Like I could have cast Subtlety here. Yes, that's true. See you Mamu then? Yep. Okay, the exiled Aisvencoatto. Aisvencoatto is powerful. Powerful card. I think I'll delay that because I might draw a Counterspell. I really wanna answer the Coatl if I can draw a counter. You could go. I mean, I'll be there. Okay. I'm gonna crew the hearse. And attack for 5. When I'm plays 5. Obviously, I have to hope they don't have Supreme Verdict. I should don't have double white for Verdict. If this was mutable, this would get indestructible. Okay, the main phase Quattro, strong. This is gonna be that touchy soon. Buongiorno, shorty. Yeah, I could have gone Blazon on 3. That's true. Very true. Did I keep in all the dismembers? Yes, I got 4 dismember in my deck. Wow, opponent's on time. We can't just attack with all here. Opponent misses a land drop. Otawara. Okay. I think I'm going out. Otawara the Endurance. Then I can... A problem would be if my opponent has... A problem would be if my opponent has another Coatl. Because that would give them this no permanent that they need to trade with my licensed hearse. Let's attack with all now. A second Coatl would be annoying again because it gives both of them Death Touch. Because right now it only has 2 permanents. What do I think about Esper controlling Pioneer? I don't have any thoughts on that. Svyelun is very strong. Yeah, we have Tide Shaper as another Merfolk. That's it. You could be playing Mutavault over Faerie Conclave and don't play Blast Zone. Play Island. Okay, they evoke Solitude. Sure. They exile Svyelun. Okay. And then I attack. Good old. They pitched Omnat. I think we're playing this game well. Obviously it helps that my opponent doesn't have very many lands to play with, but they're on 6 and I have a lot of people. A lot of people. You don't get the list? See, you don't have to get everything in life. Some things you don't get, and you still net deck and click the buttons, and you just randomly get a 4-1, even beating 4 color in the last match. And by the way, I enjoy the deck. I do enjoy whenever I win, yes. Last league, you tested a lot of Pioneer. That's good. Am I going to play Viterbo or Grosseto? Winning is fun. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, so they kill my Izamaru. I respect that. They play a land, so they have Endurance. But I am gonna beat down with a lot of people here. Whoa! That's clap for Subtlety. That make me win the game. Yeah. Ma se invece... This is a 5. I don't want to just fire off the hall. So if I fire off the hall, I play around other things. Because if I go Subtlety on the thing, that could have Mystical Dispute, and that kind of blows me out. So I think I'm going to crew the hall, and crew the hearse. Sorry, activate the hall and crew the hearse. Nice, they conceded. We went 4-1, beating 4-color Omnat, ladies and gentlemen. The impossible happened. You're not